Let's get right into it. Number 10, freezing under pressure. Your brain has three classic survival modes: fight, flight, and the underrated fourth option: stand perfectly still and hope reality resets. Freezing made sense when danger meant predator with teeth. If you didn't move, maybe it wouldn't notice you. Solid strategy when the threat is a tiger. Less useful when the danger is a burning building, an oncoming car, or literally anything that requires motion. Modern emergencies don't care that your nervous system is buffering. When something sudden happens, your brain yanks blood away from higher reasoning and hands control to reflexes. Sounds helpful. Except freezing is often the default response when the brain can't decide fast enough. So instead of acting, you pause. Time stretches. Thoughts get fuzzy. You become deeply aware of your own heartbeat while doing absolutely nothing. That's why people stand in doorways during fires, why drivers lock up instead of steering, why someone hears a weird noise, knows it's bad, and still says, "Huh, that's strange," like they're narrating their own documentary. Freezing feels calm, but it's not peace. It's a software crash. Your brain is overloaded and temporarily offline. Basically, your survival instinct picked screensaver mode during an emergency. Number 9, running toward familiar places. When danger hits, your brain doesn't say, "What's the safest option?" It says, "Where have we been before?" That's why people run back into burning buildings, why they try to exit disasters the same way they entered, why someone in trouble heads toward their car, their house, or their usual route, even when it's objectively worse. Familiarity feels safe even when it's not. Your brain associates known locations with survival because, well, you survived there before. So under stress, logic shuts down and muscle memory takes the wheel. You don't analyze. You default. This instinct worked great when your environment barely changed. Cave still there? Good. Path still leads home? Perfect. But in modern emergencies, conditions shift fast. Fires spread. Structures collapse. Traffic patterns turn lethal. And yet your brain clings to routine like it's a life raft. This is also why people hesitate to break windows, take unfamiliar exits, or leave belongings behind. The unknown feels more dangerous than the clearly worsening situation. Basically, your survival instinct is nostalgic, and nostalgia is a terrible emergency planner. Number 8, helping everyone except yourself. This one feels heroic, noble, very movie-coded. When chaos hits, some people immediately switch into helper mode. They check on others. They try to organize. They give directions they're not qualified to give. They make sure everyone else is okay, while completely ignoring their own danger. Your brain is wired for social survival. Humans lived because groups lived. So in a crisis, your instincts may prioritize the group over you, even when you're injured, trapped, or seconds away from becoming a problem yourself. The issue? You can't help anyone if you're unconscious, crushed, or very much not alive. This is why emergency training always says the same annoying thing. Secure your own oxygen mask first, because your brain, left to its own devices, will absolutely try to save everyone else and forget that breathing is non-negotiable. In disasters, people delay evacuation to gather others, explain situations, or calm panic. Sometimes that helps. Often, it just adds one more person to the casualty list. Basically, your survival instinct turns you into a selfless idiot at the worst possible time. Number 7, trusting it'll probably be fine. Optimism is great. Love it. Huge fan. In emergencies, optimism is a liability. Your brain is fantastic at minimizing threats. It does this to keep you sane day to day. Otherwise, you'd panic every time a car honked or your phone buzzed unexpectedly. But in real danger, that same instinct whispers, "This isn't that bad," even when it absolutely is. People ignore evacuation orders because nothing happened last time. They downplay symptoms because they don't want to overreact. They stay put during storms, fires, and disasters because leaving feels dramatic and embarrassing. Your brain would rather be wrong later than uncomfortable now. This is called normalcy bias, the belief that things will continue as usual because they always have. It's why people keep shopping during emergencies, filming instead of fleeing, or saying things like, "Let's just wait and see," while everything around them is actively deteriorating. Basically, your survival instinct hates false alarms more than real danger, and that is not ideal. Number 6. Going silent instead of loud. When you're scared, your instinct might be to shut up. Stay quiet. Don't draw attention. Hide and wait it out like a very anxious piece of furniture. Again, amazing strategy if you're hiding from a predator that hunts by sound. Absolutely terrible if you're trapped, injured, or need help from other humans who are actively looking for signs of life. People stuck under debris, lost in the woods, or trapped after accidents often ration their voice because they're saving energy or don't want to panic. Meanwhile, rescue teams are literally trained to listen for noise. Knocking, shouting, banging, any signal that says, "I'm here and still breathing." Your brain associates silence with safety because quiet meant survival for most of human history. But modern rescue scenarios work the opposite way. Silence makes you invisible. This is why survival experts recommend making noise in intervals, using anything you can to create sound, and not relying on someone magically finding you. Basically, your instincts want you to be a ghost. Rescuers want you to be annoying. Number 5. Standing up after a bad fall. You fall hard. Your body slams into the ground, and your first instinct is to pop right back up like nothing happened, because embarrassment is apparently a bigger threat than internal bleeding. This is your adrenaline talking. It masks pain, floods your system with confidence, and convinces you that you're totally fine. So you stand. You walk it off. You say, "I'm good," while your body quietly files a complaint. The problem? Serious injuries don't always hurt immediately. Head trauma, spinal damage, internal bleeding, these things can escalate fast if you move too much or ignore them. Survival instinct says, "Get up and escape." Modern medicine says, "Please stop moving before you make this worse." People get hurt twice, once from the accident and once from trusting adrenaline more than physics. Basically, your instincts want you to walk it off. Reality wants you to sit still and not ruin your spine. Number 4. Following the crowd automatically. In normal life, following the crowd is efficient. Someone else probably knows what they're doing. Lines form for a reason. Social proof keeps things running smoothly. In emergencies, that instinct can turn into a group-sponsored disaster. When danger hits, your brain looks around and goes, "What are they doing?" And then it copies that behavior without questioning it. If people are standing still, you stand still. If they're running one way, you run that way, even if that way leads directly into more danger. This is why crowds bottleneck exits, ignore closer escape routes, or pile into unsafe areas. No one wants to be the first person to break formation. Being wrong alone feels scarier than being wrong together. Your brain treats group behavior as safety data. If everyone else looks calm, your brain assumes the situation must be manageable. If everyone panics, you panic. But without information, just momentum. Individually, humans can think. In groups under stress, humans become very confused fish. Basically, your survival instinct assumes the herd knows best. The herd often does not. Number 3. Protecting your stuff instead of yourself. When things go bad, people grab their phones, wallets, bags, laptops, sometimes instead of running, hiding, or escaping. This isn't greed, it's psychology. Your possessions represent security, identity, and future stability. Your brain thinks, "If I lose this, I'm screwed." Even when the more immediate issue is, "If I don't move, I'm screwed right now." So people delay evacuation to pack. They go back for valuables. They hesitate because they don't want to abandon objects that make life feel normal. In a crisis, your brain struggles to imagine a future without your stuff, but also struggles to imagine no future at all. So it picks the option that feels less emotionally terrifying, even if it's objectively more dangerous. Survival requires mobility. Stuff slows you down. And the longer you hesitate, the fewer choices you have. Basically, your instincts are worried about tomorrow. The danger is focused on now. Number 2, assuming someone else is in charge. When something goes wrong, your brain immediately looks for an authority figure, a leader, an adultier adult. Someone with a vest, a badge, or at least a confident walk. And if you don't see one, your brain often just waits. This is called diffusion of responsibility. Everyone assumes someone else will act, give instructions, or fix the problem. So no one moves. No one speaks up. No one makes the first call, even when seconds matter. People stand around during emergencies because they're waiting to be told what to do. Fires spread. Situations worsen. But social programming says acting without permission is risky, embarrassing, or rude. Your survival instinct prefers social approval over independent action. Being wrong publicly feels worse than being passive quietly. The truth? In many emergencies, you are the authority now. There is no manager, no supervisor, no pause button. Waiting for leadership that isn't coming is how danger gets comfortable. Basically, your instincts want a manager. Reality handed you responsibility. Number 1, panicking alone in your head. This one's sneaky. You might look calm on the outside while your brain is fully spiraling on the inside. When panic hits, your thoughts race. Time distorts. You replay worst-case scenarios at lightning speed. And because it's all internal, no one else knows you're overwhelmed, including you in a useful way. Your brain burns energy imagining threats instead of responding to the real one. Fine motor skills degrade. Decision-making collapses. You become mentally busy while physically unhelpful. Survival improves when panic is externalized. Movement, communication, action. Panic locked in your head just eats bandwidth and paralyzes you. This is why training matters. Drills create automatic actions that override internal chaos. Without them, your brain runs simulations instead of solutions. Basically, your instincts trap you in your own thoughts while the situation keeps moving. That's all for today. I'll be making similar videos in the future. Subscribe to see them.